Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the front grille on this 2007 Audi A4. Should be pretty much the same for any 2005 to 2009 A4. And the sedan and wagons and stuff are probably a similar procedure. You're going to need a new grille from 1AAuto.com. Some jack and jack stands, you may want to use those as you take off the bumper cover. It makes it a little easier. Flattened Phillips screwdrivers, T20, 25, and 30 Torx sockets, 10mm socket, ratchets, extensions, and a flex joint, and a flashlight. Using a jack and jack stands or a lift will make the repair easier, and we do it to make videoing easier. Lets us get the camera in there much better. But you want to look, this little green in the green circle is a little triangle. That just is a reference point, and really where you want to put the jack and jack stand is where the red circle is under the pinch weld, and that's the same for both the sides. Starting on the front, up underneath, there are 3 flat blade fasteners. You just turn these counterclockwise about a half to a turn, and they come out. Sometimes sand and gook can get in there and make them hard, but there are 3, 1 in the middle, and then 2 to the side, and I am missing 1 on this vehicle. Remove the center panel. There are 6 Phillips screws that hold it in. Fast forward as I remove that panel. Just as a note, I may say Phillips screwdriver, and you may find Torx driver screws and bolts. That can happen over time as cars have damage and these things get worked on. What you see here may not be exactly what you find on your vehicle. Once those screws are out, you just pull on that panel, kind of snaps out. Inside each wheel well, there's a series of fasteners. They're either T25 screws. I found a couple Phillips screws, and then there was even 1 flat blade screw in here, but you want to remove these T25 screws, and then on the other side you want to turn your wheels the other way, because sometimes getting these lower ones is a little easier with the wheels turned the other way. And then that there is a push pin that you just need to pull on to get it out. If need be, you may want to work a flat blade screwdriver in behind to pull that plug on. You can see I can just grip the inner fender and pull on it firmly and remove that push-in plug. Then I'll fast forward here. I'm using a T25 Torx driver on a socket and ratchet, as well as a Phillips screwdriver, and remove all the fasteners in the wheel well. And obviously I'm doing this on one side. You want to repeat this for the other side as well. Push the plastic wheel lining in towards the center of the car and pull it back. And there are 2 studs kind of positioned right there that go into the fender, and they're held by 2 10mm nuts, as I'm going to show you right here. And here you can see circled in red are those 2 10mm nuts that you need to remove. And again, you need to do this on both sides. To get to those nuts, I use a flex joint on the end, and that's a deep socket, 10mm, and I use a couple of extensions to make it easier to get in there. And as you saw, I just put a light up in there just to give me some light. Obviously this is where a flashlight will come in handy. You can see better what you're doing. And I'll just fast forward as I remove those 2 10mm nuts. On the driver's side, the washer bottle creates a little bit of a tight space, but using the same ratchet and extensions and flex joint, you can get in there, and I can even get my hand in there to get the nuts off once they're loose. On top, there are 3 T30 bolts to remove, 1 in the center, 1 on the side, and 1 on the other side. Then down in these holes are actually 2 T30 bolts that you just need to loosen up. There's a couple little cushions that just kind of pinch onto the bumper cover. Having the flashlight helps look down into those holes and see the T30 Torx bolts. You may find that these are rusty, so you have to really make sure that you get your Torx driver down inside them. and you just need to get them loose and loosen them up maybe 1 or 2 turns. And I'll just fast forward here as I remove those 3 T30 Torx bolts. Now you need to release each side of the cover and pull the cover off. Be wary if you have fog lights, there is another connection that you have to remove. Final step, disconnect this connector, push the tab on the top with your thumb, and pull the connector. And your cover is off. There are a series of silver T20 screws around the edge that you need to remove that hold the grille to the bumper cover. And I'll just fast forward as I use a T20 Torx driver with a socket, ratchet, and extension to remove all those. And there's a small pin in the middle. You have to pry a couple of teeth on it to release the grille from the bumper cover. There are a series of tabs that hold your Audi emblem in place, and you just want to carefully pry those tabs. You'll see that they have a little lock on them. Carefully pry them and then pull your emblem at the same time, and the emblem should come off. You want to be careful not to break the tabs. If you break 1 or 2, that's okay, but if you break too many more, you might have to buy a new emblem. And then I cleaned up my Audi emblem, used some chrome cleaner, cleaned it all up. There's a couple lineup tabs, and then you just press it into place on your replacement grille. And I'm going to fast forward here as I put the grille back in place and just start all those T20 Torx screws back in, and then tighten them up. When you tighten them up, you want to tighten them firm. You want to be careful not to strip out any of the plastic. And put the bumper cover back on. Remember to replug the harness if you have fog lights, and then lift the cover up into place. You want to make sure that those 2 bolts that you loosened, make sure that the forks that are in the bumper cover go around those retainers and going correctly. And I'll show you here in a second. It kind of can be a little difficult to line up the cover between the headlight and the mounting points inside. See, I kind of give it a little force, it doesn't quite go. What you need to do is kind of push this or pull the headlight to the side so you can line up down inside. It's a little difficult to see, but you'll see I mess with it a little bit. It's kind of one of those things, once you get it, it goes in very easily, but it's just a little difficult to get. What I end up doing is pulling the headlight to the side so that the bumper cover can go in correctly and easily. once you get it right, it goes right in nice and easy. Do it for one side. Since I figured it out, it's really easy on the other side. Goes right in, and then latch the sides into place. And then I'll speed up here as I put those 3 bolts in at the top, as well as tighten up the 2 T30 retainers that are down inside the holes. And then I'll continue to fast forward, put in the 2 nuts that hold the cover to the fronts of the fenders, tighten those up. And then we'll put in all the T25 and Phillips screws that hold the inner fenders in. And the only part I don't show is you obviously want to put the 3 flat blade screwdriver retainers back in at the bottom, and you should be all set. Thanks for tuning in. We hope this video helped you out. Next time you need parts for your car, please visit 1aauto.com. Also check out our other helpful how-to as well as diagnosis videos.